Statesmen Nation. We're here with Max Lewis, a sophomore wrestler out of Duchesne, Utah, and a recent national qualifier. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We are going to talk about his 16 questions in a couple minutes, but first we're going to talk wrestling and see where he's at mindset-wise going into the national tournament. So first off, again, congrats. Our lone national qualifier, unfortunately, is here, but you get to keep going at least and keep rolling with it. You obviously have a very interesting story. I'll let you tell it, all of it, but you were here one semester last year, and now back here again here in the spring this year. I guess a couple different parts of the whole story, but you kind of tell the story of why that you're doing what you're doing coming back in the spring, but then also I guess being able to come back and only having like a month of practice under your belt and being able to qualify is very impressive. So I guess I'll let you tell the story a little bit and coming back that semester and all that.
Okay. Yeah, so I went to school out in Utah at a junior college, and I played football there and decided that wasn't the route I wanted to go necessarily.
Right.
And I knew Coach Groom, so I thought, I kind of want to get out of Utah for a while.
Right.
And I reached out to Coach Groom, and he said, well, we'll take you wrestling.
Sure.
So I came out last year, the spring semester, and wrestled for a semester, and definitely a tough transition considering I had 5 years off from high school wrestling until getting back on the mat again.
Yeah, that's quite a bit, right?
Yeah, so it was definitely an adjustment getting back in the groove of wrestling again.
Yeah. Right.
And then another long break after taking this last semester off, so coming back in the spring again.
Right.
But I feel like I picked up a lot better this semester, and definitely had a better feel for what heavyweight is, which is another thing I wasn't necessarily used to.
I assume obviously you didn't wrestle heavyweight in high school.
Right.
So you've bulked up a little bit since then. Obviously, especially if you're trying to do football there for a while, I'm sure they wanted you as heavy as you could possibly be, within rights and all that. I guess talk about just getting back on the mat last year versus this year. I guess what was the difference, as well as what have you done since I guess last year to this year to continue to improve? Because you weren't bad last year by any stretch, but definitely stepped up to another level this year. So I'm assuming from February to February you were probably working on it a little more and continue to improve. But I guess what did the last 12 months look like, and what's the difference between last year to this year?
I think the biggest difference is just mental preparation.
Right.
Coming in last year, it was kind of a last minute thing. I didn't know I was going to do it until a couple days before school actually started.
Right.
So I think the big thing was I had a lot of time to mentally prepare myself, which is a huge change.
Yeah.
As far as physically goes, I work for the Forest Service fighting wildfires, so it's a pretty physically demanding job.
Right.
So that definitely helps keeping up that side of things.
Yeah, for sure.
And then just trying to stay on top of that.
Yeah, definitely. I think if I'm recalling your first match back, or maybe it was your second match back, you wrestled a ranked wrestler from Grandview and came up 1 point short.
Yes.
3-2, I think it was, if I recall. And since then, now you've beaten a few ranked guys. Obviously, got yourself all the way up to number 7. You're in position to do some very good things. I'm not going to put any pressure on you, and I don't know what the expectations you have. We can talk about that in a second, but the expectation other people have put on you. But I guess I'll come back to what expectations do you have for yourself? Obviously, I don't know if you thought, okay, yeah, sure, I'm going to be able to beat this guy and qualify for nationals. Maybe that was in your mind, but where were your expectations before this season, and then where are they now?
I think, my goal coming into the season was I wanted to be an All-American.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been shooting for this whole time, working for in practices and everything. Right. So, and I try not to put too much pressure on myself, just for that matter, but just go out and wrestle and whatever the circumstance is, go with it.
Yeah, definitely. Being at heavyweight now, heavyweight's obviously totally different than any other weight, especially when you're talking you know, in college where you either have, you know, 97 or you have here. So what's, I guess, the biggest difference for you preparing the last couple years at heavyweight?
Like you said, it's a different feel, and I never wrestled heavyweight in high school or anything, so definitely coming in it was an adjustment.
Yeah.
So these guys they're strong, they're big.
Yeah, they're not just 275-pound blobs or whatever. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
240, 250, 260, and they're beasts.
Solid guys, and the fluctuation in the heavyweight is a big thing too, because you have guys like me that are 220, 225, or even lighter than that, and then guys cutting weight to get to 285. So there's a big range of different techniques and different styles of wrestling. So you just have to be prepared, I guess.
Yeah, always go and try something different, right? Because what's going to work against a guy like you is not going to work against a 285 pounder. You try going in and he just sprawls, and all of a sudden you got 285 pounds on your back, and it's not going to work. What do you feel like is your biggest strength at heavyweight?
I feel like for my biggest strength, I have a better gas tank. Okay. So I feel like I can wear guys out a lot better, and then coming into the second and third period, be able to take advantage of situations, little opportunities that maybe I wouldn't be able to take in the first period.
Yeah, and especially when you're talking second and third period, if you're on top, just being able to ride a guy out for a whole 2 minutes, that's exhausting. I mean, it's obviously tough enough on the top guy, but you have 225, 270, whatever pounds on your back is laying on you. I mean, you're pretty well done going into the third period from what I've seen. I've never had that, but just watching it, I mean, the guys are just done. They're like, oh, now I have to go another period and try this again. So, yeah, having a gas tank is definitely probably extremely important at heavyweight. So, again, you said your expectations All-American. Now that you've wrestled some of these guys that you're going to see again, and you know the quality at heavyweight and NAIA, what are the expectations now coming up in 2 weeks?
I would definitely say the same. I'd definitely shoot to be on the stand. Yeah. And I know I can be there, and I know I am there. Right. So it's just a matter of just going out and doing it. Right,
exactly. All right, man. Well, Max, best of luck. Nationals is next. It's not next week. It's 2 weeks from now. Yeah, two Fridays and Saturdays from now, whatever days that is. 3rd and 4th, 2nd and 3rd?
March 2nd and 3rd.
2nd and 3rd. I was getting them mixed up. March 2nd and 3rd. So if you're in the Des Moines area, definitely check out Max. It's going to be a great event as you're looking to actually compete in your first Nationals, looking to get there on the podium. So best of luck.
Thank you.
All right. Statesman 16. He's ready to go. All right, Max Lewis. What? Oh, no, never mind. I was looking at the wrong ones. Okay. Max Lewis, why did you choose William Penn? You kind of answered this a little bit, but if there's any other part of that story.
That's pretty much it. Today. Reached out to Coach Groom, and he pulled me in, recruited me from there. So.
Right. The background here as well. Max was actually here for a couple of years. I don't know all the parts you served, but as an LDS missionary, he served in Oskaloosa, so he's got the background there. So he knew Oskaloosa wasn't the weirdest or worst place in the world, so willing to come back again and definitely try out the wrestling program. So anyway, okay, so we answered that one. All right, what's your favorite thing about the wrestling program here?
I really enjoy the coaches. I think Coach Reed, I really enjoyed Coach Reed before, and having Coach Scott here this year, which he was an assistant last year. Just really good work program, and I feel like it's just going up from here. So it's just a good program to be a part of, and continuing to move forward. Yeah, exciting time to be part of the program as you make that transition and trying to see what Coach Scott's going to bring to the table. I know he's got a lot of great ideas. He's definitely a workhorse, so it's exciting to see what he's going to implement down the road. Describe Coach Scott in one word. I would say determined. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I said, workhorse. He wants to get after it. He knows it's going to take time, and there's no like, oh yeah, tomorrow you're just going to turn into Grandview. It's not like that situation, but he
definitely knows that there's a lot of inroads to make some big improvements. So, all right, what's your favorite restaurant? You can answer that either here or you can answer it back home in Duchesne.
I would just have to say all you can eat.
Okay, there you go. As a heavyweight, perfect answer.
Yeah, no specific one, just all you can eat.
Yeah, so I'm sure it's after a wrestling meet, you're like, hey, can we go to Golden Corral? And all the lower weight guys are like, I can't eat anything here, so I can have a salad. Great, awesome. Thanks, Max. Appreciate that. All right, I'm guessing I know what the answer is, but you already did this. But if you're not wrestling, what other sport would you like to play?
Football.
Yeah.
I tried that out. I really enjoyed it in high school,
Yeah.
but didn't work out so
kinda, yeah.
well in college.
What position?
In football?
Yeah.
Defensive end.
Okay, definitely see that. All right, what's some advice you'd give to a junior high school athlete wanting to prepare for college?
Hard work. I feel like that's the most important thing, and the other thing is just to be able to reach out to the coaches too, the college coaches, and get your name to them.
Definitely. Be proactive, right?
Yeah.
For sure. All right, where is one place, I want to say this first, you got to do a little traveling. I know as an LDS missionary you could have been like, oh, I could have gone to, Zimbabwe or something like that, where you end up in Iowa, so not terribly exciting for you. But you have seen a little bit of the world, but where's one place you most want to visit?
Alaska.
Okay. Well, I would think, being over in the Mountain West, Alaska, especially with your background, you would have totally been to Alaska right now.
Not yet. That's definitely on the bucket list. I have to go there. So.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. All right. When you have spare time, obviously busy guy, but when you have spare time, what do you like to do?
I just love hunting and fishing.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I do anytime I have free time.
Anything in particular? I mean, I know you kind of like to just do whatever, but is there a certain thing that, like, if I got to moose hunt versus duck hunting or whatever, this is what I really want to do?
I would say elk. Elk is my passion. I just love the behavior of the animal. It's just an awesome animal.
Very cool. All right, what has been your biggest challenge thus far? And it can be wrestling, it can be life, however you want to answer that question.
I'll take it from the wrestling standpoint, I guess. I kind of answered this already too, but just adjusting to that heavy weight, learning the different field for it, I guess. That was a tough challenge, but I feel like I've kind of got a grasp.
Yeah, I'd say so. Again, only a few weeks under his belt, not even a few weeks, and you were already beating ranked guys. So this time around, at least. All right, if you could go back in time, what year or what time period would you travel to?
I would say the early '90s.
Okay.
Just kind of, I'd like to experience like the Old West without all the technology, and I just think it would be a cool time to live.
Yeah. So you're talking 90s as in 1990s, or you're talking 1890s?
Like the early 1900s.
Oh, okay, right. When you said it, I was like, well, we didn't have as much technology in the 1990s.
That's my bad.
I was like,
1900s.
Yes, I totally get you now. Okay, yes. No, that would be cool, for sure. I agree. Two-part question, sorry. How would you describe yourself, and how would your friends describe you?
I think I'm a pretty laid-back guy. I think of how I would describe myself, and I feel like most of my friends would describe me the same way.
Yeah.
So
just fairly chill and just going with it. Definitely. All right. What's the most played song or artist? Basically, what are you listening to right now?
I just like old country.
Okay.
If I had to pick one song, I'd probably "Drive" by Alan Jackson.
Okay.
I really like that one.
Very cool. So you're talking 1980s, 1990s, early 2000s.
Yeah. For
I'm
this.
sure we're clarifying here. Yeah. All right. If you could learn to do anything, what would it be?
I really couldn't think of anything specific, but
okay.
I've always wanted to learn to play hockey.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I think that'd be a cool, interesting sport to learn.
Yeah. Great time right now with the Olympics and everything.
Yeah.
Do you see the girls win?
I did, yeah. That was pretty impressive.
That's awesome. Very, very cool. All right. Who in your life has been the most influential person?
I'd have to say my dad, for sure. He was always been there, been supportive of whatever it is I want to do, and just been there by my side. So.
Right. Very cool. All right. Do you have any pets?
I do. I have a dog, a German short-haired pointer.
Back home, I see.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Any pets in the future? I guess. How old's this dog? I mean,
She's getting up there. She's about 10 years old.
right.
So
Good hunting dog, though. I'm assuming.
yes,
Yes. Yeah. So definitely a hunting dog. Probably in the future would be what you want. Yeah.
Probably continue that.
Right. Probably not some kind of little lap dog. I got a feeling.
No.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least, if money were no object and you couldn't be a professional athlete of any sport, what would your dream job be?
I would, if I could hunt for a living, that would be it. So outfitter, take other
Right.
people out, let them experience it, and
Definitely.
I feel like that would be it for me.
Yeah, I can totally see it. That was definitely an answer saying that. All right, Max. Well, appreciate you coming in, man. He did his 16. He suffered through. Made it happen. So, all right. Best of luck. March 2nd and 3rd in Des Moines. I'm pretty sure it's at the fairgrounds, at the state fairgrounds, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't even look at that yet, but that's where they've had it in the past, in the Jacobson Center on the state fairgrounds. So check out Max. You'll be going against the best in the NAIA at nationals. So best of luck, man.
Thank you.
All right,
Appreciate it.
Thanks.